Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game, Captain Flip, which I played for the first time a few times in a row on Board Game Arena recently, and I really enjoyed it. Captain Flip looks like this. This is one of the, I think, 5 different mats that come with the game. Each player plays on the same mat each game, so it's not asymmetric, but you're all choosing to play on the same mat and trying to do your best on that mat. Mats have slight differences between them. Which I like. I like that they included that much variety in the game. Basically, you are drawing tiles from a bag and trying to fill 4 different columns to get the most coins. Coins equal points in this game. 4 columns triggers the end of the game. So you may not win if you fill all 4 columns first, but I think your odds are increased that will happen. Beyond that, the real hook of the game, and all the tiles have little abilities in them. Like some of the tiles, let's see, the monkey is gaining coins for every tile in its row or column, I believe. The topman, maybe he's getting 4 coins if he is at the top of a column. There are cartographers that I don't think they get points on their own, except they give you the map, and if you have the map, you get a coin at the end of your round. There's another tile that looks at the number of cartographers you have. Here is the monkey might be looking for each tile like directly adjacent to it, because I think the chef is looking for ones in the row. Here's a little set collection, all different little point set collection things that some of them are spatial, some of them look at the entire player mat itself. Really well-designed set collection. But the hook of the game, the major hook, and something I'm surprised I have not seen in another game, I've seen it with one exception, but not quite the way it's done here, is that on your turn, you draw a tile from the bag and you put it on the table, or virtually you just see the one side of it if you're playing on Board Game Arena. And you then decide either to keep that tile and place it somewhere on your mat, or to flip it over to an unknown side, and then you must place that other side on your player mat. It's a simple choice, but it is a brilliant choice, especially for players like me who like a little bit of risk and gambling and uncertainty in the games that we play. I love this element where if you've drawn, especially since you've drawn a random tile out of the bag, you may not like what you see on that tile. It may not fit what you've been going for on your player mat. Maybe you're going for a certain set collection. Maybe you're right at the top of the column and you want one of these topman cards or tiles. Whatever it may be, you may not have drawn that, but you have a chance to flip over that tile and get something better. And I love that choice. I really, really love that choice. I think in the games that I played 2 games back to back, and I flipped tiles around 25 to 30% of the time. So many times I liked the information that I had, and maybe it wasn't the 100% best thing that I could have had, but it was good enough. And I liked that I had that known information. But the rest of the time, it was thrilling to flip over that tile and get something else on the other side. And the game does add one specific twist here that I think is particularly brilliant. And really, it's 2 little twists, but the main one are the gunner tiles. There are gunner tiles in here. I don't think I have any on my screen here. No, there are gunner tiles that are worth 5 coins at the end of the game. I think they're the most valuable tile just by default, not necessarily compared to when working together with other tiles. But by themselves, 5 points is a lot. But if you ever have 3 total gunners on your mat, you lose. You cannot win the game. I believe that is ongoing. I don't think that's just at the end of the game. I think it's ongoing, but I could be wrong about that. But I think it is an instant thing that if it happens, you lose. And so there's always a risk, especially after you have 1 gunner or 2 gunners, about flipping tiles, because you might flip into a gunner and then remove the chance of winning the game at all. I really like the tension there. I like the added tension of a instant lose condition added to this risk of tile flipping. So it's not, and even then it's good to get 1 gunner. It's just not good to get 3 gunners. The other little thing I thought of is that there's a tile, I believe it's, there's one tile that lets you flip over, makes you flip over an adjacent tile. And that's also thrilling, because maybe you have seen both sides of that tile already, and you know, okay, well, I actually liked the first side of that tile. I shouldn't have flipped it. You can now flip it back and get what's on the back side. Or maybe you don't know what's on the other side, and you get that thrill of the flip again. Like you already scored that tile once when you placed it, potentially if it wasn't end-game scoring, and now you get to flip it again and see what's on the other side. So I really like that is a mechanism in the game as well, tied to this risk reward that comes from the gunners. So yeah, Captain Flip, a really, really cool mechanism that the game that I mentioned that I've seen it a little bit in is in Priests of Ra. So not normal Ra, but it's a different version of the game Ra, a game that I've talked about many times on this channel. But in that game, you do draw a tile out of the bag and you choose the side that you want to use or that you want to put in the auction. But you get to see both sides. There is no risk. You're seeing both sides. You're choosing which one to put in here. The risk here of flipping and not knowing what's on the other side makes the game really special, really, really cool. That's my thoughts on Captain Flip. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if I don't know about another game that has this risk reward element of flipping something and you're not allowed to look at the other side first and you're stuck with the other side that you flip to, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks.